Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Straight facts, love it, I hate that. If we said it, then we meant it, we can't take it back. Losiento, sorry, but I ain't sorry. Sorry, but I ain't sorry. Losiento.
Episode number 7. I thought it was at two episodes ago. I mean, I think it was episode number 5 twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the content is great. We're not even keeping up with ourselves. Right
exactly. So it's from the dome back, Eddie, and this is Sheffy back again.
Yes, sir. And in case you're wondering, yes, we are sponsored by Hennessy. In case you're wondering, yes, we are.
No, we're sponsored by Hennessy because it's his stuff.
Yes, we are.
But anyways, so we're still working on that song. That it's just me. They're waiting on me. And then we'll get it out there so you can hear it on one episode that we'll just put it on, and then probably work on the video too. But anyway, so today we have a different episode. We're not going to really talk too much about controversy, which is kind of like it, but
kind of
it's
like
a
the outskirts
different
of controversy. But
it's not really politics. Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to see for yourself, but it's kind of not. It's different.
I mean, you can kind of say it's a little bit controversial, but it's not indirectly. It's kind of just it's things that we think about but we don't talk about.
Right, and it blows your mind up because it kind of blows your mind because a lot of this stuff is possible. You could say you second guess yourself. You're like, wait a minute. You'd be like, that can't be. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Could
it be? No, and there's no way it can be.
Exactly.
And these are the things that we actually we as humans we question these things on a daily basis, but no one really thinks about it a second time. It's like it's a passing thought, you know what I mean?
It's just a thought that goes to your mind. It's in one ear and out the other, literally.
Pretty much, it's just like it's a passing thought, and we don't think about it, but it's a good thing to raise these thoughts because it's a constant thing that we go through as humans.
Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put it up.
What are we putting up though exactly?
Okay, what we're putting up is it's a guy named, I think his name is Greg Bonilla, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
He's big on TikTok, which I know we discussed last time about how TikTok is like
right, yes,
whatever, but they do got some different different stuff that I like to watch. That's funny.
This is not your typical dance video that I.
No, this is not your typical.
Okay.
It's not your thought video. It's not.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm a savage type video. But
I don't know what you're putting up. I just know from what you told me. So I'm kind of just gonna be blown away.
Be very scared. Talk about controversy. So I'm gonna have to say this. Losiento for what you're about to see.
Sorry, but we ain't sorry. Let's go.
What you're about to see.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yep.
As always, I mean, you should know
that.
Always,
yeah. Alrighty.
Let's go.
So, go ahead and share the screen right here.
Let's go.
Alright, do you see that?
I do.
You just see the starting zoom?
I see the starting soon.
Alright, so now this is what we're going to do. We're going to play these videos. They're in the compilation. There's actually the separate videos, but I found actually all together that I wanted to put as. It's actually 5.5 minutes long.
Okay.
Now, what we're going to do is if we like something we see, we stop it.
Okay.
And we'll discuss it.
So this is pretty much what exactly are we looking at though? Is it like
what it is it's questions. It's it's questions that we ask ourselves.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So
all right. So I'm prepared now. Let's go.
All right.
Starting soon.
So I can give it time. Anyway, his name is it's not Mangusto. It's I guess he's a big TikTok.
Greg Bonilla. Okay.
Yeah.
He looks familiar. I think I might have seen something from him in the past.
Life's biggest questions. That's exactly what this
Okay.
is.
If my hand and stay with me, my dear. I think you broke my heart again. Please don't leave and
Crazy,
take
huh?
my
Damn.
all doing things so wrong. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, you're my
Wow.
hero.
Hmm.
That's-
Past life and everything you just lost. Okay, hold on right there 1 second. And deja vu is remembering the little. Okay. Now, not everybody dies in a hospital room.
Right, right,
You know what I think? I think when you die in that white light that they say. I mean, nobody really knows because nobody's died, and I mean they say people have technically been pronounced dead,
right,
but they came back, so that you're not really dead. But
right,
I
right.
think that white light is just. You ever heard of what a blind person sees?
Right, yeah. There's just to see white lights and
They
like
don't
light,
know. They actually what they say. If you ask a blind person, what do you see? They say I see nothing. But what
like
is
nothing at
nothing?
all. They don't
But
see
but
light.
but
Like
that's
they
the
don't
thing is
see.
though. Do they know what light is?
I'm sure they know what bright is. Like if they see nothing, they may just mean like physically not seeing something. But I'm
Right.
sure they see shades.
Not all. No.
Shades is not really being blind. Is technically not seeing objects, but
Mm-hmm.
you're always going to be able to see because your brain it's all about the brain and the spine or whatever. It's like a projector. Think
Right.
about a projector that's
Right.
been
Right.
burned out.
Yeah.
That you have
Yeah.
it's burnt out for a fact that you can't see uh, images,
Right.
but you can see the brightness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about
Right.
when you go to sleep at night and you have the TV on
Mm-hmm.
and your eyes are closed.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, you're blind to the fact that there's nothing there.
Right. But you do see those flashing lights that's
Exactly.
happening in the background.
Exactly.
But we can explain that. Can they?
Well, was the thing right? They probably cannot explain it because think about that they don't have nothing to explain it to, unless you're
They have
recently
nothing.
blind
They have nothing to base it on.
to compare it to. Yeah,
Right.
unless it happened while something happened in your life,
Mm.
that caused you to be blind.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, me and you could say, God forbid, nothing ever happens, but if we ever happen to reach that level, we could actually say, hey, this is what we see. You
Right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Because we have we have something to compare it to.
Exactly.
Right. And
Exactly.
this little question right here, deja vu is you remembering the little pieces of your past life. Now, deja vu is a very real thing, and I'm pretty sure it baffles everybody because we don't know where it comes from, and we don't know why we get these emotions where it's like, why does this feel so familiar? But it's really not. We know for a fact that it's not familiar.
Right.
Like deja vu is such an unexplainable phenomenon. Like our
Right.
brain is telling us that there's something there, but we have no real connection with it. It's just like a lost connection,
But for
right?
it to
Isn't
be,
that
yeah, but
something weird?
that is something. But for it to be deja vu, it had to put an impact in your life one time or another.
At some way, but why
At
does it?
some point or
Mm-hmm.
another, even in this lifetime,
Yeah.
because I do believe there's another lifetime, like I say reincarnation. But in this lifetime,
You believe in reincarnation?
I believe, I honestly, to me, I believe that there's something more than this life,
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
spiritually or something. But even if deja vu could have been a dream you had, a movie you watched,
Right, right.
or it
And
could be
that's like
something
your
in your brain that,
that's like your brain creating a an actual like moment in your life, but meanwhile it was just something that you might have seen or something
or
that you
think about
witnessed.
this. Think about this. Okay, like when you're in school taking a test and you need to study this test.
Right,
You know how they always tell you to always compare something to the test question so you
right,
know what it is.
right.
Maybe we have a thought in our head that our brain is processing it, and the only way it can process it is through image.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're thinking about something that's deep in our thoughts that we forgot about,
Right.
or that we try to bury, and it's manifests itself into something.
Right. So it
You
manifests
know?
itself into our reality, but it's not an
Right,
actual reality.
right,
It's
right,
something else that our mind is just creating,
right. Like,
just to make sense of it.
well, see, that's the thing about our brain is every little thing that happens, we capture it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember it or not. You could have said something, and I could have just completely didn't even hear you, but I did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could have please said something, and I could have, and we wasn't paying attention, and
Right.
then all of a sudden, it manifests into something.
Very
You
true.
know, you could have said something about evil, and then it manifests into an evil clown, or something
Right.
to that
Right.
nature. And that's what I
Very
think
true.
I think that's what deja vu could be. Deja
Yeah.
vu is a fancy word of saying, hey, let's remember, let's show this person how to remember something,
Right.
you
Right.
know, through
But
word.
that tells you that our brain is very deceiving. Our
It
brain
is
that tells you that we cannot believe 90% of what we see. We can only believe what we know is to be true.
okay, like the color red, when you write it on a piece of paper. If red is the color, like if the color red, I mean the word red is blue after you write it in a blue pencil or pen or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna think the color was red because it says red,
But it's not. It's not
but it's
red.
not red. It's a blue.
It's just a word.
It's just the word that's
But
colored
you
blue.
think red though.
You know why? Because your mind manifests to a color that we know.
Right.
So automatically we're gonna think red,
Because of that life connection.
and it's shortcuts. Our brain
It's
is
crazy, man.
made to make shortcuts.
This
It's like when you read fast and you read like certain words, and you could recollect the whole. Because when I read, I don't have a problem doing that. I could read, and I could see 4 or 5 words, and I could get a whole paragraph. I know what the paragraph is.
me too. I don't. That's crazy. I'm the same
That
way.
that's crazy, and that's the way the brain works. The brain just takes key elements
Mm-hmm.
and shortcuts it into what you need to know,
That's a
and
fact.
that's
That's a
that's
fact. That's a
science.
fact. Yeah.
It's science.
Yeah.
And that's what I
All
think
right.
deja vu is.
Yeah. Let's not spend too much time on this one. Let's keep
All
moving.
right, all right.
Let's see what else this guy got to say. Number 4. Uh. Okay, here we go. I want to know how long ago this was written or thought of because this is very it's kind of close to the life we're living right now.
Exactly.
As we know, movie theaters are still non-existent,
Yeah.
as well as sitting in a restaurant. We don't sit in restaurants anymore.
Stay with me, my dear. I
Okay.
think you broke my
Our previews of
heart
how our life
again.
would have been
Please don't leave
if
and
we lived another
take
life.
my. I think you broke my
Yeah.
heart again. Please don't
This one
leave
is
and
non-negotiable. I
take
mean,
my
they said it to us
hand.
in our faces. We're listening to
Drowning
each other.
What
That's
do you
inside.
think
true.
about this one right there? What did you think about that?
About what?
Okay, so it said
Siri?
what if Siri was designed by the government? I forget exactly what was said after that.
It was designed by the government to listen to our conversations and be
Well,
our host.
as we know, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember I told you it's that Siri, and then all of a sudden turned on.
It turns on. Yeah, the
So,
minute you say Siri or Hey Siri, whatever it may be, I got my phone right here, and it's not listening to
right.
me. But I do believe that Siri is designed for a bigger purpose other than just answering questions. I think I believe that there's some kind of audio analysis that takes certain keywords that are, I guess, terroristic or whatever it may be,
Uh-huh.
and they would send it to the FBI or the government, and because how else are they gonna listen in? We have all these smart devices that are connected to Wi-Fi. Like, where do they go? All of this is sent to a database, and these databases are compromised by the FBI if need be. So if you say that certain word like bomb threat, whatever it may be, whatever you're saying, I believe that they are listening in and they take account of those.
Well, the thing about this is everything's. Why? I mean, being wireless, especially if you're not connected directly through the hard drive and you through Wi-Fi.
Like
To
us
me,
right now.
everything. Yes, to me, everything is. And I mean, no matter what you say, you put your stuff on Facebook or just like I downloaded this this defending thing from viruses.
Defender. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Defender.
so I downloaded it, and all of a sudden, I'm on Facebook and I see ads for it. I was like,
Yes.
what the, I'm like, how did it know I downloaded it? And not because it reads it, it's because they know everything you do. They know.
Your search
Um,
history, everything is recorded. Everything's
exactly.
recorded.
So to me, if you're trying to like plot something to destroy the world, then you should worry. See, I'm not worried because I'm
Right.
not.
Normal people like us shouldn't have to worry too much.
I shouldn't have to
But it's
worry.
still just go ahead. Go ahead. You
Just
can
yeah,
finish.
you're right. Just the think, just the thought of knowing that somebody's always listening to every shit you say or whatever it's mind blowing.
It's
It's like mind your business. But
it's privacy. It's excuse me. It's definitely it's infiltration on your privacy to
right.
a certain extent. But then once again, like I'd rather them listen on my conversation than look through my window. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
technically you
because I
are.
don't think about that. If I see somebody looking through my window, it's a whole different situation. But
They
I'd rather
technically
you
are
listen.
looking through your window.
But
Think
yeah,
about
I
it. We
mean,
we have we
yeah,
have we have we have phones that have cameras. They all have cameras. Everything that you have has a camera.
right,
The smartphones have a camera inside, and it's not like no they don't. Yes they do. No, this guy who had I think he was a scientist or something, but he had a smartphone. I mean a
right.
smart TV, and it actually showed that there was a camera inside,
Was
and they
that
were watching.
those digital converter boxes back in the day?
No, no, this was just one of
A
these
smart TV?
smart TVs now.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, and I know sometimes a lot of it's not just um, they're trying to scare, the population. I think a lot
Right,
of it is for third parties or a lot of corporations,
right.
like Microsoft or Apple, whatever, to get ahead of the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're spying just to try to get ahead, to try to get our buck.
But what do
They're
we
trying to see what we like. You know what I'm
what
saying?
do we
Like
get out of that? Nothing. All we
nothing.
get
We just
is
get in our face,
infiltration of our privacy.
and all we,
All for their bigger dollar.
and that's what I'm saying. All we get is constant ads in our face. I don't
Yeah.
know if you watch YouTube lately or whatever. If you're
Um.
big enough, if you're a big enough subscriber, whatever, if you're a big enough, big person on, you get a ad in the middle of your video.
Right.
Now,
Right. Of
ad
course.
in the middle of your video is usually something that you had searched or was
Right.
looking at before, if you pay
Very true.
attention.
I notice that all the time, and I
So
actually I don't pay attention to it anymore because I already know it's coming.
yeah,
So when I see an ad coming, I always know that it's something based on my previous search history. And you know what's crazy too? I use a private browser. I don't use a regular browser. I always keep my phone in private mode, and it's
right.
still private mode doesn't stop you from getting those ads. It
Because there's no
still
such thing.
records your. There's no stick. Privacy mode is just so you can feel better. It's like a comforter,
Right. It's
but
just
it's
like
not private.
it's just like if I worked at a restaurant. Let's say I worked at Taco Bell, and it was my job, and I worked it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10 ads at Facebook. So I just heard a beep.
Yeah,
So
that's my watch.
okay, but 9 out of 10 ads at Facebook uh, show ads for Taco Bell
Mm.
because they know that you work there,
That's right, exactly.
and you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
they're advertising on your page.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just how it
That's
is.
that a lot of that is pretty much based on the things that you type in. Like if you weren't really, I mean, if you have a computer, you're typing, obviously, or a phone, you're typing. But I
Right.
mean, let's just say, for instance, you just bought a phone and you never used it. I mean, it's not like they know the things that you're into. You'd have to actually put that information into your phone.
Right. Well, I mean,
It's not like
not if you put
they're
a
spying on the
profile.
things you're saying. You'd have to actually type those things in.
Not if you put like, or like say, you ever see those you lower your insurance and they say in this town and show your town and show exactly say this is what's happening in your town and they just have the name of your town
Right.
because that's your location. But
Mhm.
you don't necessarily have to type it in. It's just I'm telling you, it's just maybe not in Facebook, but maybe in like another site he was looking at.
Right.
He was looking
Right.
at he
Yeah.
was looking
Yeah.
at Indeed. He was looking at Indeed, and there was a
Mhm.
job he was interested in. And all of a sudden, you see on
Mhm.
Facebook, an ad about it. You know,
about some positions for that type of the opening positions for that type of job that you were looking for.
or not even opening position, just an ad itself
Yeah,
telling you about the job.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy,
Right?
man. It's like
Uh,
you know. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. That was a good one.
yeah.
The moon was a final warning from Lucifer on March 31st. This is how the devil looked when he fell from the sky, and this is how the moon looked on March 31st, 2020. Whatever.
Huh. Right.
The coronavirus is actually helping the earth. The human population is decreasing. The air is 75% much cleaner. The water is 30% much purer than before. There is less movement on the surface preventing earthquakes. The ocean animal population is increasing. The animal population is being less hunted.
When
Time out. Hold on a
somebody
second.
loved me.
Time out. Uh, bring that one back a few seconds before.
Okay. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. So he said
So about here?
a little bit before that.
Right here?
Okay, that's where it started?
Yeah.
Okay, the human population is decreasing. Okay, play that back.
Okay.
Okay, pause it right there. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, if I don't know if that's a fact, but if they're saying that the air is 75% more cleaner, then why are we wearing masks?
Well,
If the air is supposed, because they're saying the mask is supposed to keep us from infecting each other, supposedly.
right.
But it's supposed to be airborne too, right? It says it stays in the air, droplets. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
The
I know
air
what you're
75%.
saying, and that's gonna be. It's not all about the air. It's just all about trying not to affect somebody else. That's what they say it is. If somebody got it, they're talking to you closer than 6 feet. Um, it's just supposed to be somebody don't spit in your mouth or up your
But we've
nose or
been doing
whatever.
it. We've been. I've spoke to so many people that don't know how to keep their freaking spit in their mouth when they're talking to you. That's the only reason why I like these masks. But other than that, I mean, come on,
Have you spoke to her aunt lately?
Oh my God.
No,
Let's not say any names. Let's let them
I
guess.
know.
Let's
That's
let
what I'm
them
saying.
guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who are we talking about? Don't worry about it. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I was just having this conversation earlier, actually. These masks, right? I believe that the only way that they'll really be effective is if we were worried about our air being infected.
Okay,
The
well,
oxygen being infected. People, we this coronavirus isn't anything new. It's been around for a long time.
they said every 100 years there's a new virus. Yeah, that's what they said.
But
But
this virus doesn't. We're not
this
trying to touch
we're
base
not
on
talking
that.
about it. That's what I
I
said.
know, but it's
I'm
like
not
it's
trying
just
to. I'm not trying to talk about this, but I'm
you
going to
open
say
up a
this.
can with that question right there, man.
I'm going to say this though,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll let it alone for
Yeah,
today.
we will. I'm gonna let
Okay.
you have the final word on this.
Okay.
This
A mask to
coronavirus.
me, okay, is like a leash, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
Then.
Yeah, and then
Let's keep it moving.
yeah, and then after that, we can talk about that some other time. That's what.
Hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully this shit ends.
All right. All right. This is the same one.
All right.
Population previously. Okay.
When somebody loved me, everything was
What if your entire life was a dream
every hour spent
and our
together
death
this within my
is
heart.
supposed to wake us up?
Is that
Okay.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if our nightmares was God's way of trying to warn us about something bad about to happen in our lives? Okay. Yeah, I think that's
Are you here to stay with me, my dear? I think you broke
Yes, I like this one.
I know
What
this
those
one.
are
Yeah,
bucket
the one
angels
that
sent
did.
down to protect
Please
us
don't
from bad
please
spirits.
take
Okay,
my
yeah, let's talk about
Let's
that
talk
one.
about that
Let's talk
one.
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
What
Like,
are
go
your
ahead.
thoughts
I
on
know
that?
you're excited
Okay.
about this. So like, you
Well,
you start.
yeah,
You
because
start to
you know
churn the
what?
butter.
Okay, I have a dog, and
Uh-huh.
my dog is like, she's an angel. And I say that because she's so sweethearted. You know, she does what dogs do. She has accidents in the house. You know, she's trained to go outside.
Right.
But sometimes she sits down and she just stares at me. And
Right.
she stares at me, and I'm like, "What the hell are you staring at?" Like, she's looking through my soul. There's nothing. A dog, the loyalty of a dog is unmatched. There's no person on this world that will ever love you like your dog will love you.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
As far as guiding, protecting you from spirits, I think that's a little far fetched. But as far as like being your guardian angel, I can tell you, I have a connection with my dog that I can never have with a human. It's the weirdest thing ever. But it's just the way that she looks at me that makes me feel like she's more than just my pet. You know, and
Right.
you'd have to actually be accepting that. Because
Right.
some people say, I got a dog, whatever, like you just leave it, you know, feed it, whatever you do with a dog. But if you actually look at that animal and you see that the genuine love, it's ridiculous. Like I honestly do believe that the animals that come into your life can either be a manifestation of another spirit of someone that really cared about you, or maybe it's a guardian angel. I do believe that.
Well, see, when you're saying that, there's a couple videos about dogs being loyal and stuff. There
Super
was this
loyal.
one. There was this one dog that had a excuse me, had a well, I'm not gonna say master. I'm gonna say owner that was sick, and he was sick in the bed, and he laid by the bed all the time with him. And one day found out he was gone. He came to visit him.
I seen
He
that
went
video.
crazy,
Mhm.
and then after they figured out they took him to a burial site. That dog would leave the house, lay at the grave site
Yeah.
from dusk until dawn, and
Scent.
just stay there, and then
That's
would
the
walk
scent.
back
Mhm.
home. And that's sad. Even in the rain, they
Oh
showed him even in
man.
the rain. Um, but yeah, I mean, see, I'm myself one that don't see. I don't have this connection with pets. Um,
Mhm.
I'm the kind of person that I try not to. I guess it's my personality about getting connected to stuff. But I mean, my girls saw it's always my pet this, my pet this, and the two dogs I have, they love my wife and they protect them. Now, when it comes to protection, dogs do have a keen sense of what's bad and what's evil and what's good. Think about it. Have you seen them? My dogs go outside, do what they gotta do. We don't even have them on a leash.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Now they know people that are bad. They'll bark at.
Right away. They just have that
They bark at
sense,
this. They
and
bark
that's
at this
weird.
girl. Yeah, they bark at this girl that they don't like. They don't. I can't stand her. This girl I like, and then they just. I guess they don't. I don't know if they feed off of us, not liking them,
That energy.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
they can tell. Even kids nowadays. Some of the kids that are over there to try to be mean. To my daughters or whatever. They'll bark and bark, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
they'll
Mhm.
bite you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll protect you. And then
Yeah.
not like this house is small enough for my two dogs, but my daughter always trips over my dogs all the time, and he won't do nothing. He'll just sit there and look at her and be like retard.
But let somebody else do that though.
But exactly.
Like I'm your brother, but let's say I go over there. They won't know me from a hole in the wall. They will
No,
probably hate me
no,
until they
no.
love
They'll
me.
they'll they'll bark at you and see who you are, and then they'll sniff at you, and then they'll be fine.
Right.
If I'm accept if you're because her brother comes all the time with his daughter and stuff, and when they first came, it was kind of like he was weary. The
Yeah.
dogs were weary, but then after a while, they accepted it. Now, if I accept you in, and say, "Oh, how you doing?" Whatever, they'll
You
know.
still got the dog still has to accept you. Right now,
Oh, at that point, yes, the dog
they
has
still
to accept
have
you,
to
but
have their own acceptance.
right,
You know.
right. And like I said, I'm not somebody. See, the thing about this over here is some people, like, especially this girl, and I'm not gonna name no name drops, like I said, but
Mm-hmm.
she's a pill-headed whore that I can't stand. She got
Wow.
sores all over her. She's a
Wow.
needle junkie. I swear, it's the truth.
Jesus Christ.
Um, and she steals from everywhere.
So why?
But
Okay.
but I tell you what, though, she will never come in this place. You know why? Because my dogs will eat her alive.
Because
And if not,
they sense the negativity coming from her.
yep,
That's what
if
it
my
is.
dogs will eat her, 44 will. But that's not the point. The
Jesus.
point is
Damn.
like you said, dogs are. You're right. They can be loyal. No matter what you do. I've seen
Right.
them kick dogs and curse at them because
And I
sometimes
hate that. I hate when people do that.
exactly.
They don't know what they have. Even people have this bad thing about pit bulls.
Right. I
A
got two
dog is a
pits.
dog. A dog is
I
a
got two
dog.
pits.
If you raise a dog to eat meat, if you raise a dog to fight, that dog is gonna know nothing more than to fight.
Right,
Even though a
right,
lot of the times they will respect their owners, but sometimes they do trip and they will attack the person that raised them because you raised them that way.
right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like people have this thing. It's a dog is only. It's like you can have a Spanish kid raised by an Asian family. You can't expect that Spanish kid to live like a Spanish. They're gonna know how to live the Asian culture.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean? So it
right,
depends on how you raise that dog to
right,
be how you want it to be. You know.
right,
But I do believe in that though. But we can move on. Yeah.
right.
Take my hand and stay with me, my dear. I think you broke my heart again. Please don't leave and take my hand.
Okay. Well.
This one I like.
I was dreaming at night. Is our way of viewing what your other selves are doing.
Okay, I want to talk about that one a little bit
Okay.
because I do believe that because you heard about doppelgangers. Like there's always a person on this earth that looks like you. You know, there's always somebody that looks like you. There's one person that looks
Have
like you.
Have you ever seen anybody that looked like you?
No, but my wife said she saw somebody eat Kroger's one time that looked like me.
Mm.
And I don't know, but sometimes
I've seen some people that look like that, like our father. Like I've seen.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've
before.
seen. You know what?
You've
I've seen that
actually
all the
showed
time.
me a picture of this one guy that he had similarities, and I've
My
seen
kid's
him.
bus driver, yeah.
And that's weird, right? Isn't
It is
something?
weird, but I think like it says back to the brain. The brain manifests, maybe that person has a certain characteristic and
Or a certain look.
a certain look,
Right.
and then it just all of a sudden it manifests to that.
Yeah.
But I do believe like we cannot be the only dimension. We cannot be the only.
So true. So true.
We cannot be the only race, human race, like you said. We cannot be the only.
Or at least the only the only living existence that is
We
conscious.
can't. We can't because you know what I've seen too, and this is off the topic too. They said that China had just awoken 100 million-year-old virus. So
Explain.
okay, they found a virus. I don't know if it's a virus. It's a virus that is 100 million years old.
I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense.
But it makes a lot of sense. They found something that was dead that belonged 100 million years ago, or
I need to know. I need to know. See, this is why I'm questioning that, and I don't mean to cut you off, but
right.
How do they know this virus was 100 million years old? I mean,
Well,
a virus does a virus have an age?
Well, I mean, you just got viruses that just depleted because of back in the day. Like say
So how was it awoken? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like what? Doesn't make sense.
Just think about it. Just like dinosaurs. Maybe it was frozen in a certain area that was still alive.
They
Like dinosaurs. Like dinosaurs. There's an amber out there that that contains DNA, or you see Alaska's melting.
Right.
How do you know that the stuff on Alaska hasn't been? What if Alaska actually melts, and the water that's under Alaska is like animals and creatures that was living years, like billions of years ago.
Life's biggest question, number 25.
You know what I'm saying?
We need to make our own life's biggest question.
So think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting to the point where global warming is making us find different things because ice is melting.
Right.
We don't know what's under there,
and those are untouched grounds.
We don't know what's. Yeah, those grounds probably was around before. Remember the Ice Age?
Yeah.
Maybe Alaska was hit the hardest during the Ice Age.
I mean, they're still suffering, right?
And it's still
They're still going through it.
But the thing about it is you're gonna get flooding. They're talking about the whole East Coast of flood. Put it this way, my state. They said my state will be the new East Coast, and I don't know how many years we might not be allowed to see it, but they're talking about that's how everything on the East Coast will flood.
Honestly, I feel like I do like what you're saying. I feel like eventually, like the East Coast is gonna be like the new Florida.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Florida is gonna end up being like New York with 4 seasons, and like the East Coast is gonna end up having only 2 seasons.
Well, and that's the thing. The thing about it, it's just I don't know. I think everything's flippy floppy.
Right.
You know, the north is turning to the
This
South
is
Pole
this
and
is
the
supposed to
pole.
happen. This has to happen. I mean, it can't stay the same forever.
Right, because we're on an axis and we're you know
Constantly moving. Yeah, yeah.
moving.
Things are
You know
changing.
what
Yeah.
happened? You know what would happen if we didn't stop? If we stopped moving?
Shit, we stopped
And
moving.
okay, if the
I
Earth
mean,
stopped moving, we would have a gravity pull so hard that it would cleanly cut us in half.
that's
It would,
fucking cool. That's cool as hell, man.
but that's crazy.
I at
All
least
right,
I would at least be I want to at least be like I, don't- I would like to see that happen like at least a few people before me.
but like I said, parallel wise, I think there's more parallel Earths,
Yeah.
you know, than we are.
Yeah. Okay. What if our reflection is holding us back from crossing into another world through the mirror? Hmm. What if when you forgot what you're about to say, get that kid, means it's the author, God, hitting backspace on the story of your life? I like that one. What if our
I like
really
this
bad
one.
phobias is based on how we died in our past life? Maybe that's why we were so scared of something we haven't tried because it's how we died.
Okay, see
Yeah.
now that one. The reason why I stopped on that one is, have you ever seen a person that said they had a past life, and they have scars on their body and they don't have no idea
No.
how they got it, or
Never, never. I've never
okay,
heard that
have
before.
like okay, like if they have, um, you know, like they call them beauty marks. Okay,
Right. Mm-hmm.
okay. Now, how do you not know that those beauty marks was a way the person died back in the day?
Hmm.
Like, what if what if he was a tribe member, and you know he was a Native American, and you have a beauty mark that shows you got like a on your neck, you have like a little circle or whatever. How do you not know that that's where you got stabbed at or something? Or,
Hmm.
you know, how do you not know that in the past that's where you was hit anywhere?
Right, 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 right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel bad for the
That's
person
interesting.
that gets 50 cents because they'll have like holes everywhere. But no, but what I'm saying, no,
The
but
kid's gonna
regardless,
kid's going kid's gonna be born with a permanent dimple.
but think about it. What is a beauty mark?
You
What
know
is a
what?
beauty mark?
We call it beauty marks, but I
What
don't
is
know,
it
man.
like? What is a beauty?
We really don't know,
Exactly.
do we? I mean, it's supposedly. I mean, I guess they call it like a. It's not really a skin defect, but it is.
No, they call it beauty. I think that's exactly you were getting right at it. It's I think what it is it's a deformation that
Yeah.
they call it a
Hmm.
beauty mark because it's much more nicer to say
Right, right.
than
It's like
deformation.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it really is it's a form of a mold, right? It's like
Not
a
really.
mold.
No, it's
But I
not really
mean,
a mold. It's like a skin decoloration
okay, I
or
have a birthmark that I don't know where it's at. I forget which one it is. Oh, right here. It's this right here. I mean, you're not gonna really be able to see it. I have one right here.
uh,
Never had this problem before. Well, it's not really a problem, but it started growing hair out of it, and never had that problem before.
see that's a that's probably a mold that's been growing.
Yeah, but it was a birthmark. It started as a birthmark.
Well, it could have been just a mold that's been
I guess
that
it grew
we had to
over
watch for
time.
it to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think. Okay, here's this next one right here,
Hmm.
and then after this
That's
video,
very interesting.
I'm gonna show you something too that is also
Oh,
interesting
so
and
we're almost at the
controversial.
end. Okay, we got 14 seconds. Probably one or two more questions.
Yeah, this is one question.
Okay, let's go. What if deja vu means you actually died and you return to your last checkpoint? Nah, I didn't like that one.
You like that one?
Nah, because I mean, deja vu is deja vu can happen in the most innocent moments. Like, come on, you can't. There's no way you could have died walking through Walmart or some shit like that. I had deja vu. I thought I was gonna pick up the soap. I didn't. I never
Well,
seen soap in my life.
hey,
Like, I'm not dying from soap.
people die over stupid. Have you ever watched what's that show? Uh, Dumb Ways to Die.
What?
Dumb Ways to Die.
Dumb ways to die. So
Yeah.
many dumb
Okay.
ways. That
Now
one
I'm gonna
you
show
talking
you. Yeah, I'm gonna
about? Are
show
you
you
talking about
something real
that?
quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you
Yeah,
something real quick.
it's like the
You
cartoon,
see
right?
a art? Okay, you see an art right here?
Well, it's a
It's
little
okay.
bright. Yeah, I see you
Let's
have it
see.
on there. I
Okay,
see
there's a
it.
black. You see that black thing right here?
I do see that. Yeah, it's a little
Okay, do you
dark
have one
mark.
of those?
Uh,
Do you have one on
but
your forearm? Check your
um,
forearm. Do you have a dark mark on your forearm?
a dark mark.
Like a birthmark.
I have many birthmarks on my arms.
No, like it's a birthmark right on your forearm,
But
like
like, what
right
is it like a
before
Is it like a
on your left side. I'll tell you what. If you have it.
I have birthmarks on my left arm. I have a lot of
Okay,
birthmarks on my left arm.
what they're saying
But
about
they're
that
not
is
black. Like, what is yours?
not black.
What does yours look like?
No, I'm saying what they're saying is if you have on your left arm, on your forearm, that you are made you're how do you say it? They made you
What are
like
you?
you're
Wait, hold on. Time out. Are you talking about birthmarks or like a certain type of birthmark?
not birthmarks like uh you're froze. Okay, there you
Wait.
go.
Hold on. What
It's
does
like
yours look like?
it looks like just like a straight up birthmark.
Let me see.
It's
I
hard to
gotta. You gotta show
right there.
me.
You see it? You
No,
see it?
but okay, that's your left arm.
Yeah.
Okay, look at right here. Look right here. Look at all those birthmarks on my arm.
Now look at the on your wrist on your
Look at all
wrist.
that. Look at all that.
I know.
I always had this as a kid.
Okay, now
does that mean I was chronologically,
bro, what they're saying?
cryogenically? That's the word.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that we was actually made in actually a lab, like before everything happened.
So my mother never gave birth to me.
No,
She bought me.
she did, but we could have been like this. I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying they're
I'm
saying
just
that we
making a
made a
joke out of
lab,
it. But go ahead. Yeah.
and mom could have went and needed some extra money and got freaking injected.
We got some questions now. We got to ask you some questions. We got some questions, man, because I need to know. I need to know.
But yeah, that's what that's what they say. But you know, there was somebody's out there that's got a lot of time on their hands that comes up with so much different things.
Well, it's just controversy, you know. We know controversy. You know, you really gotta. You're never really gonna know the facts behind it until you have the facts.
Well, the only thing that I can tell you is this: is I don't do so much controversy. I think about if somebody's gonna come at me with a subject,
Right.
I don't think about. I'm not the kind of person that's like, okay, open the book, like the words are there, so that's what it is.
Right.
You know, I think about what shelf it came from, or why did the author think of that, or you know, that's the way I think, and that's the way I'm going to continue to think for the rest of my life. That's just how it is. There's a lot of people that just black and white is black and white. I see gray. Right. There's a gray area all the time.
And you know what? I see gray as well. There's always an in between.
There's always an in between. And that's what I think. I mean, but there are some things that are just black. It is what it is. I mean, there's some things that you can't.
Of course.
You can't deny that. You know, it's always sometimes it's a hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and there's no denying the facts.
Exactly.
The facts are the fact. That's why they call it a fact. Can't deny the facts, right?
Facts right. And you know, there's a difference between facts, theories, and stuff like that.
Right.
If you think about 99% of stuff that you talk about are theories. The facts are if you have facts got to be on paper. Facts got to be actually measurements, scientifically proven.
Well, no, but
it has to be.
We cannot say scientifically proven because science changes every single day.
Well, science changes because they actually do trials and tests.
That's why.
That's what science is.
Science is not factual.
Science is a fact. It is factual. I think it's factual because
I don't think it is. I personally don't think it is.
Okay, I think it is. Like I said, because they do tests. That's what makes it factual. I mean,
but their tests are never
2 plus 2 is 4 because things the constant. But I'm saying math is still scientific. Math and science goes hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. You're right, but science is always changing, though.
Because of course,
you know how many different versions of let me just make this one point. How many different versions of evolution we have? We don't have only one version of evolution. It's supposedly scientific. We have many different versions of evolution.
Now the thing about scientific though is if it's evolution or if it's anything with like anything that deals with life, of course it's going to change. I mean, life changes,
but it's still science, though.
It depends. Yeah, but it also depends on where you live, how hot it is, and that's how. Well, that's how it
different. Yeah, that's different. That's factual. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why it's always changing. You know, it's always changing because of the weather, you know, whatever.
Yes.
Think about a lot of people nowadays are less hairier, I would say, than my generation or our generation because They don't need that. It's not that cold. Why do they need all the
So
hair on their arms?
we don't need the hair to protect us
Exactly,
from the cold, right?
exactly. So,
Right. But
so,
would you
but
still
what?
say that people but when we were more hairy, like I guess you're referring to more of like the Neanderthal ages?
I'm just referring to anything. Like as
I mean,
far as,
but I mean, you've never. I mean, we there's some hairy motherfuckers in this world, but I mean,
oh,
like, if we go beyond the hairy people that we see, because those are just hereditary hairy people. Those are not like regular. You know what I mean?
no,
But I
that's
mean, if we
just
go
that's just
if
because they got freaking
if we
hormones that.
if we rewind it further back,
Uh,
they would have always guessed that this is just how humans were, like Neanderthals, like or cavemen, with all the hair that they had to protect us from the cold weather. That
right,
was a normal thing, but it
right.
changed after years that went on. They said we don't need it anymore because the weather it's not necessary. So science has changed. So it's not factual.
Like, what about our brains now?
It's more science is more optimistic, I believe.
Think about our brains now. Do we actually need our brains now? Or do we need English? We
Do we
got. I
need
mean,
English?
yeah. I mean, we have everything that spell checks.
Yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
English though, bro.
that's what I'm just thinking about.
It's still English. Do we
Oh,
need this? Do
listen,
we need to have the English
listen,
language to
listen,
speak?
listen. If you get to speak, but listen, if you could do something close enough to freaking autocorrect, that's
Yeah.
gonna correct it. Okay.
Right. That's a
So
fact. That's a fact.
math. We don't need math anymore. I gotta be like Google. Then I can go to Google. You heard me Google. It's not like I was, brain, but I was. Anyways, but we go to Google. That's how. Yeah, when you start
But
your
mhm,
freezing.
yeah.
Uh,
Like
um,
freeze frame. Yeah.
Google.
Right.
I can just go to Google, like Google.
What
What
is
the
two
hell is
plus
2
two?
times 5? Yeah,
Right.
just
Right.
be done with
But
it.
but that's the thing. The thing is now the what you're saying is more of saying, do we need our brains to calculate?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We do not need our brains to calculate. But is the math still there? Yeah, it's still there. You know,
Now, do you think that it's going to open our brains for something else to pop in?
that's a good question. I love that question. You know why I love that question? Is because now with the fact that we're unable to, well, not unable to, but the fact that we're able to figure things out that we can never do with the human brain, does that leave our mind open space to learn something new?
Exactly.
Yes, I think it does. Do we know where we're going? Hell no, because
No.
if technology, robots, AI, if all that stuff is running our lives right now, our brain is gonna just become mush. Like we don't need it. All we need to do is just ask a simple question to a fucking robot.
That's what
And
I'm
say,
saying. That's
answer
exactly
my.
what I'm saying.
I need this answer. But like, what happens to us now? We're all fucking stupid. If anything, our brains are gonna end up being implanted with Google. Google's gonna be the new brain. Like we're gonna need a chip in our brain, and all we
Right.
gotta do is think it up. And
Well,
it's
that's what they do
but
with
it's
the
not
have you
coming
seen
from
the
us.
Have you seen the glasses?
Yeah, Google glasses.
That,
Yes.
that Google glasses. I mean, it's just that's what when they say man and machine is going to have a war. I think they're not talking about physical war. I'm thinking
No.
this is exactly what it is.
You
This
know
is
what?
the
You took
war
the
that we're
words out
going
of mine.
through.
Yeah, you took the
This
words
is the
right out of my head. Yep.
yeah. This is the
Yeah.
war we're going to because evidently we're going to be no matter what it is, we're going to be teamed up with it because
We have to.
that's the only way. Right now we're doing it. Right now, every
But
time we eat, we depend on it. We depend on the machines.
isn't it crazy though?
Half the numbers on my phone. I guarantee you right now, if everything wiped out, I would not know no
You
numbers.
wouldn't remember anything. That's a
And
fact.
and
You
nobody
rely on your phone.
and whoever calls me, whoever don't call me, for the rest of my life, I would never hear from you.
Right. You know
Because
what the craziest thing is? Oh, go ahead. I want you to finish your thought. Because what?
but okay, because we rely on technology like that.
Right.
I should back up my phone and I should look and write every number down. But why?
But
you know
why?
what I'm saying?
But why?
Exactly.
You don't have a real purpose to do that. You know what's the
Exactly.
craziest thing? What you're saying? It makes so much sense because, let's think prior to technology, as far as we know, because we don't really know how long this really existed. All we know is how long it's been introduced to us.
Right.
If we look back and we think about the technology that we didn't have, everything that we ever learned in life was based on real life situations. Now,
Right.
future us, which is like where we're at now and going forward, our evolution is now based on technology. It's no longer natural.
Right.
Which is
Right.
crazy because now, like, we're talking about shutting our brains down. Our brains are no longer necessary. Like, think about us right now. I know we're two smart guys here. We have a good brain on our shoulders. What about our
Right.
children? What are our children
Exactly.
gonna know? Our children gonna know? Our children they have no reason to go out and find out what this answer is and learn how to solve this problem, because all they have to do is ask a question to their computer, and their computer's gonna give them all the answers that they need. And those answers that they need cannot always be the truth. They can, like, if I was a very powerful person, and
Right.
somebody was asking a question that was a question that was something important, and I went on and they went on and they searched online about wanting to find out what the answer is. I can manipulate those answers easily.
Right. Right. Because
Easily,
they're not gonna look.
Wikipedia is edited by you and me.
Oh yeah, we can just go online and change what we want.
So that tells you something. That means that we can manipulate the future going forward based on what we want people to believe.
And
that's a problem. That's a big issue.
It is a big issue because the thing about it is that's why they give them the tools. You wouldn't give us the tools 20 years ago about anything that's going on. You think we can have the situation where aliens exist and stuff? The reason why we don't get the tools because back then we were so brain, we smarter than that. Now you can be like, now you find everything online. I mean, they already know. Everybody, I mean, you can't hide nothing. And I think honestly, that's that issue was on purpose. I think that if you put it to somebody's face, why would you depend on what's the point of me and you researching? Well, what's the point of me and you researching if I can just say, hey Google, what's this, blah blah blah. If I can say that.
That's what I'm saying. The research is deeper than just answering a question. Research is knowing from the bottom to the top. You got to know everything and in between. That way you can be articulate. You can understand the situation. If you ask a simple question and you get the answer, you don't need to know nothing else about it because you got the answer you're looking for.
Do you remember book reports? How hard they used to be back in the day?
What?
I mean, yes. now they just type it up.
We had to go to a library. We had to read a book. These kids are gonna read a book if they want to know what if they say they'll go on Google. Okay, Google, what did Harriet Tubman do? They'll get the answer.
Exactly.
But what about the rest? What about where she came from? What about how she got to do what she did, or Abraham Lincoln? All these like historical figures. Right. They don't need to know about that anymore. And it's sad because our children are suffering.
It's the
and
past.
We're getting dumb.
It's the past. That's what the kids nowadays think. Why should I know? Because it's the past. But the truth be told is
the past is what makes us today.
And not only that, the past happens. You need to learn the past.
Yourself, yes.
You need to learn the past to avoid what you do in the future.
Exactly.
That's just
I think we've had this discussion maybe like 2 episodes ago.
No, that's deja vu. Because we never had this conversation.
Yes, we did. Stop it. I remember clearly.
But seriously, well, if you look back on the episodes, because you don't need your brain to research it, then you figure out if we did.
You're right about that. 'Cause I don't remember, but I'm sure we did though.
He's like, I don't remember. I'll just check and I won't read my notes. I'll just check online. But I'm sure it was on episode 5 episodes ago. 5.
5 episodes.
5.
Wow. See, damn,
no,
good memory. I know what you mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, regardless, the fact is, I think that's the war on machine, and it's not. It's not so much. Well, it's not so much the man versus machines on like
a physical war type of thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's the people like us that don't need the machine. Like it's a war with us against the machine.
Well, we're losing.
We're losing big time, and it's going to happen.
We're losing, man.
I mean, we are. We're losing, and it sucks. But here's the deal. The deal is, hopefully in our lifetime we won't have to see it. Hopefully in our lifetime we won't have to worry about, being hooked up to much. You know how cars nowadays, by the time we get up to our 60s, 70s, or whatever, cars will be strictly electric. Okay. You know how cell phones always need to be charged? Can you imagine you go to bed and then you have a freaking a plug and you just put it in the back of your head, and then before you go to bed and you just go to sleep?
I would love that. I got a problem going to sleep, so I would love to press it off button.
But that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like, hey, you need to charge your brain. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
what happens if there's a shortage? You're dead.
Well, I mean, I didn't
Do we
think
have a
about.
do we have a backup battery?
I don't know what we're doing, but they also say
But no,
skin wise,
your point is very good. I like that point.
especially skin wise. You know, they said we're going to be in the town that all we need to do is not a floppy disk, but a USB cord. If let's say I got shot in the ass. Okay, let's say I got shot in the ass, and it's
boom, boom.
and it looks bad. You know,
Right.
I'm able to take my USB cord from my head, change my body because I'm not happy with my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I think
it's like you're downloading a character.
right. So I think that's what I think. I think
A DLC.
as we know it, exercising we won't have to exercise because all we gotta do is change our skin type. You'll be able to actually be the person you want to be.
How
You know what
far
I'm
do you
saying?
think we are from that?
To be honest, we're probably there. We just right now at this moment, we don't know, but we are probably there.
Well,
You know, I think we are there. I think we, as people, aren't there, but as you know, government wise or as
Government-wise, yeah.
you know, we're there.
you know,
We're
like,
there.
yeah,
Hover cars. They,
Yeah.
like I said, they just give us what they like. They give us a taste. Of what to see.
I believe that they're obviously. I mean, you know as much as I do that the government is way more further ahead than we know. You know,
Right.
there's a lot more technology that's out there. Like they were talking about the technology that's in the phone that you have right now. Years before it was introduced, they already had it. It was because you have gold in your phone.
Right.
They
Right.
said it was like the phone that you have in your hand years ago would have been millions of dollars worth of technology, and now
Do
how
you
much you
remember
paying?
how? Do
Six,
you remember
seven,
how
eight hundred,
much?
maybe $1,000 for the phone.
Do you know how
It
much it
doesn't.
was before that when it first came out?
Oh well, yeah, but it wasn't. But it wasn't. But what I mean is like let's talk about before it even was in existence. To our knowledge, the technology that's in these phones are like thousands of dollars. I mean, millions of dollars worth of technology years ago is what they said.
Right.
The
Right.
things that we can do in this phone is amazing compared to beepers.
Oh yeah. I mean, but see, they don't even know what a beeper is, dude. If we
I
said
mean,
what a beeper is, it should be in a freaking
these
museum
kids.
and a thing. Like I
It's a
had one.
fossil. It's a fossil.
When
I had a beeper.
I know. Remember
Yeah, we had
yeah,
beepers. These
yeah,
kids,
but
they show them a beeper, they won't know what to do with it.
they don't know what a beeper is. I mean,
They wouldn't
it's
even
just
understand what the hell. What are you supposed to do? Like you ever seen there's an episode on YouTube. Actually, there's like a many series about I
the
forgot like
kids.
something about the kids. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they show them like
yeah,
rotary phones and stuff like that.
Nintendo.
Yeah, and they're like.
Yeah.
And you give the kids like, how do you text on this thing? It's a fucking rotary phone, but these kids don't have a clue. They're like, how do you text? How do you make a video call? No, it's a rotary phone. They have no clue. I feel like we need to teach our kids these things.
Or the VCR. They don't know what the hell a
VCR.
VCR is.
Remember?
How do you
yo,
rewind it? Yeah. I don't
remember
know.
they had a tracking button. If the
What's
VCR messed
Blockbuster?
up-
Well,
oh man.
Blockbuster. They don't know what Blockbuster is.
Speaking of Blockbuster, did you know that they have the last Blockbuster? I think it's in Ohio or Oklahoma. It's somewhere. I forgot. It's some kind of state. And they're actually putting it as a Airbnb
Museum?
now. No, an Airbnb where you can act. They're
really?
making a living room, and it's like $5 a night. Some bullshit.
So
$5 a night, and you can actually watch movies through VHS. Look it up. It's interesting as fuck. I would love to do that.
I have VHS tape. I still have VHS tape. I mean, all my Disney movies are probably still
maybe
VHS.
two. Yeah.
I mean, I got a bunch of them, but yeah. And after our sister took our PlayStation, our 64, I'm like, I was like, I wonder where it went.
I don't know how it ended up in her hands, but she got it.
She ends up with everything. Yo, she ends up with everything. She's got my Mr. Good. Remember Mr. Good Guy, the Chucky I had? She's got my Chucky. Yeah. Wow. I was like, how the hell did she end up with all this shit?
Hey, you know what? At least it's in good hands. I'm gonna tell you. What was I gonna say? Damn, I forgot. But anyway, I have a couple of things to excel. I still have to excel.
You have to excel.
Yeah. But it's just crazy, man. Like the kids will never understand the things that we had to do to get entertainment. You know, like I remember hot boxes. They won't know a thing about.
Oh yeah.
They don't know what hot box is. They don't know what hot box is.
They don't know.
They don't know what it's like to watch a dirty movie. Have to play with the back, just the A and B buttons. Keep clicking them just to get a little boob on the screen. I remember those things, man.
I see a boob. I see a boob.
I see a boob. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh, you had to flip it back and
No,
forth. You had the
man.
channels back and forth. I mean, they don't know
The
about that.
lights,
I mean,
man. They don't
not
know.
now. I mean, I remember it's like because when it first came out.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn, I remember it wasn't even free, dude. The clips were like 2 minutes, so you had to do what you had to do for like a minute, and then you had to
All you
rewatch it,
had,
and then rewatch it. But
rewind and
but
rewind and
now,
rewind.
but now they got like freaking what,
And they
40
don't even.
minutes, 40 minutes clips, like it's
They
a
got
whole
a
movie.
they got a collection. You don't have to
Right.
worry. They got a collection, man. It's like, yo, this world, man. These kids, they don't understand how bad we had it. You know, and you know what we have became. We have became the people that we thought we would never become. You know who we became?
Our parents.
I had to walk through fire, stone, winter, fucking crazy weather just to get to school. We're those guys now. We are those guys.
That's sad because,
But in a different form. But we are those guys.
well, they're the ones that actually did walk through freaking whatever. We're the ones who be like, oh, man, you know how hard it is to blow to get a fucking Nintendo work. That's our generation, you know. They don't know about that. But then,
They don't know about that.
but
Because
then
it's digital.
down the line, they're gonna be like, our kids are gonna be like, oh, you don't know how it was to search Google because the kids of the next generation are gonna be able to say Google, say something, and then pop up.
Yeah.
So
Listen,
either
man,
way, it keeps getting better.
AOL. Remember what we had to do to connect to AOL? We had to make sure that we had nobody using the phone. Like, I remember
Yeah.
disconnecting the phone from the outside phone just to take the actual phone line and putting in things to make sure nobody uses the phone on the other side. I
Right.
disconnect the wall phone.
Like I
You know
said,
what I'm
we're
saying?
we're the best. Honestly,
Life, man.
to be honest with you, we're the best generation because we know how to do it old school, and we know how to do it new school.
That's right. You know,
After that, where does it go?
you know
Where
what
does
they
it
call
go?
us? You know what they call us right now? We're the middle child.
Uh-huh.
We're the middle child of the generation because we know about both. But
Yeah.
we're gonna die, and when we die,
Yeah.
that middle child no longer exists because now they got to create a new one. Because
Well,
these
see, that's
new
the thing,
kids right
yeah.
now, they're the beginners. Now they need to become the middle child after 3 more generations.
Well, but the thing about it is we're the only connection left from old school to new school.
Right.
It's like being mixed.
Yeah.
Our kids, we're the last. Me, you, and our sister are the only ones left out of being full blood Puerto
Right.
Rican.
In our
And then it goes
generation
down.
of
Yeah, in our
kids,
generation now, and then our
Mhm.
kids are 2 or more races, and that's how it's gonna be
Yeah.
for for the rest of
That's
whatever.
true. That's true. We would say because our parents were Puerto Rican, so
Yeah.
we really don't know how far down, how watered down our culture, our nationality really is because we don't know. All we know is our father's Puerto Rican, our mother's Puerto Rican, and so is their grandparents, and so on and so forth. But we don't know beyond that. But
Yeah.
now like our children, like they're becoming mixed.
Yeah.
Our children, even Tiana,
Yeah.
yours and mine, we are mixed.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
it's all Spanish, Spanish. Your children.
Oh
are
yeah,
different, my
Spanish
children,
were definitely
but,
mixed, but I'm saying,
but we're either way, we're just watered down. The whole world is watered down. There's not a lot of people just sticking to their race anymore. And
Well,
that's not a problem.
no. But I went to take what you call it, let's say a printing for my fingers, whatever. And the dude was doing my stuff, and he was doing without asking me, he was doing ethnicity and stuff like that. So he got Hispanic from, I guess, my driver's license, but then there was the little thing he said either Hispanic, white, or black, or whatever. And
Yes,
he clicked
yes.
white. He clicked white. And I looked at him. I was like, "You didn't even ask me. I'm not white,
Yeah.
But
What do you put to those things?
I put Hispanic, and then if it says, I don't know. I don't put white though. I just leave it blank. I just put Hispanic.
You put Hispanic. Okay, what if they say because when you put Hispanic, a lot of times they ask you if you're white,
Right,
or
Caucasian or black.
or
Yeah,
yeah. You know what I put?
or
All the time?
other.
Well,
What?
I started putting Indian.
Did you really?
Yep, I started putting Indian because we might have light skin, but
Yeah,
I don't consider myself Caucasian or white.
yeah.
My skin color is making white because you know what a white person looks like. We don't look like
Right.
white people.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
the thing too about it is I don't even know why that question is still
my
on
screen
applications.
keeps flickering. Yeah.
Is
Go
it?
ahead.
I don't know why on
What the hell's going on?
application. I don't know why on application it says it still says that because 60 to 70% of the people now are mixed.
Right.
So
right.
that should be already out of the system.
That should be something removed.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should be.
definitely.
They shouldn't be able
Definitely.
to say that.
But why is it
Anyways,
that that's not removed? But when you ever I don't know how recent you've made a Google account, but if you make a
uh,
Google account, right, and it asks you for your gender, there's male, female, and other.
other. Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm not. No,
That
this is
feel like
what's gonna.
open up a
Okay,
can right now.
no. This is
Lo
what.
siento, we don't give
Well,
a
right now.
fuck.
Well, right, right now. We're at an hour and 4 minutes, which I'm gonna come. I'm not
I
gonna
know.
start this.
I'm looking
I'm
at
not
the
gonna
time.
start
I
this.
know.
But what I'm gonna tell you right now is next episode I'm gonna open with this because they're talking about
Let them know.
pedophiles.
Talk to them.
Pedophiles
Yeah.
are trying to start a petition about them being like not a gender, but like you know how they say LBGT is like another type, like a type of people. They're trying to be pedophiles. Are trying to say they're type of people, like just like that. And I'm not upset with it because that pissed me off. So I'm not gonna start on that one. But yeah,
Then don't mention it, man.
that,
Don't get me started, man, because I got so much to say about that.
that's what I'm saying.
Come
So
on, man. No, no,
so
no, no,
next
no.
week, next week,
See,
this is what we're
we
over
we
with.
gonna have to cut
Because
it
we can do
right
an
here.
hour.
We gonna have
We
to
can
cut
do.
it right here and then continue with this, man. Because don't start me up with that. See, now you
Yeah,
gonna have me with this. I got things to say, man.
I know we can do
Let's
this
leave
one.
it
Yeah,
there.
we'll leave it at
Oh
that.
man, this
But
feels like Christmas right now. It feels like Christmas right now. I'm waiting for the present, man. Gotta open up this can right now, man.
but yeah, we'll open
But
this
okay,
can. But like I said, there's another. Episode number 7, not
yes,
5.5, not
number
555,
7.
not
Hey, listen.
4.6. Episode 7.
Listen, if you're not on the wave right now, get on the wave, man, because we're talking real stuff. You guys gotta listen, man. There's a lot of people that aren't woke, and we're trying to wake you up right now. That's it. I mean, we're not trying to wake you up, but we hope we can open your eyes to something that you haven't, thought of yet. So
And
that's
no,
what
that,
we're doing here,
a
Lo
lot of
Siento.
people, are scared, and that's what we're here for.
That's
You
what we're
know,
here for. We're here to just,
but,
we don't want to change your minds. We just want to give you something different to think about.
yeah.
Just think,
But
just open your mind a little bit.
it's okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just open your mind up.
All right, so on that note, we're gonna let you guys go.
Yes.
Like I said, you can catch us Sundays at 8.
Yes.
Usually, I gotta record live so we get this. So if you're actually on Twitch or you catch it on Twitch, you can actually catch us earlier.
Yes.
I'm usually Wednesday or
Yes.
Thursday, but we usually 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
We go live 8 o'clock.
All
and we do
day.
this. But it was nice. Another nice good episode in the books,
Oh,
and
beautiful, beautiful.
I hope to see y'all. And like again, lo siento.
Lo siento. Sorry. We ain't sorry. Listen to the intro. Listen to the outro. This is what we do. Thank you guys, and we love you guys for watching. That's it.
Peace.
Yeah.
Straight facts, love it or hate that.